my dear children, students, parents, and viewers. Welcome back to your channel. Hey Kalpana ma'am. This time I've come up with a story. It's story number 12, and according to our series, it's story number 12. But as I usually say for 6th graders, it's lesson 10. Okay, so let's see what's the name of the story, what's the title of the story. Title of the story says The Banyan Tree. This particular story has two parts, dear. The first part, the child has gone on a vacation to his grandpa's place, and there he has shared his experience. So first thing, he talks about the squirrel and the birds, those who are dwelling on the tree, and he actually spent a very good quality time and memorable time in the banyan tree. That's what it talks about in the first part. And coming to the second part, what they have shared is actually he had a view. From the tree. What he saw was he saw he could watch the battle of the cobra and the snake. That actually became a memorable thing for him, which he couldn't. I mean, he was so amazed to see that he never ever got to see something live here. In movies, in videos, we do get to see, but in person when he got so exaggerated. Oh my God, he really. So that's what is being shared in part 2 here. Okay, so let's go ahead and have a look at the story. So here we go. So the name of the story is The Banyan Tree. We all know such a shady tree it is, right? Where the roots, they fall down from the top. Okay, so that's how you identify that, yeah, that's banyan tree. Okay, so this is the banyan tree. Can you all see? You can see the squirrel, you can see the butterflies, you can see the birds. Birds also are there. See, different animals are there. Okay, let's see. Before we go ahead, this time what I have done is, rather than going up with the word meanings or keywords in one go, I have split it screen by screen, dear. Okay, so then and there you get to recall things. Okay, dear. So the very first thing is immune. Immune means having natural advanced protection against. See, dear, when we go for a war or battle, or we come across any dangerous situation, we have to, self-protection is very important here. We need to protect ourselves. So here, the battle or the fight, it talks only about the mongoose and the snake deer. So when it comes to mongoose and snake, they have to safeguard themselves. They have to protect themselves, and then they have to attack the opponent. Okay. So what is their part? Is the teeth. Is their poisonous tooth that's protecting them and helping them to attack other person. Okay. So anything that's natural and they have it as advanced to protect against, that's what is called immune. Okay. Next is venomous. Venomous means poisonous. We all know that snake is very poisonous. And when it comes to animal tooth, that's also poisonous. Let it be a dog bite or anything, right? Okay. Defense was protection. Okay. So let's see. The fight of the cobra and the mongoose is a classic drama seen in India. Always we keep seeing India. And the outcome is largely the same. That means most of the times, whenever we come across when we come across the fight between the mongoose and the snake, we often get to hear that who has won? The mongoose has won. Often we get to hear. Okay, let's see here what happens here. The mongoose is not immune. The mongoose is not immune to venomous bite, but is faster and quicker in motion. See, if you see the comparison, look at the height of the length of the snake. When it actually stands like this, so what happens is, height-wise, if you compare the mongoose and the snake is bigger. But still, the mongoose doesn't give up at all. It's so quick moves it will make. That's what it talks about. The cobra assumes a posture. I said posture. Posture is what? The standing posture. See, like hood like this and then standing position. Okay, of defense and attempts to reach the animal by sweeping. We know how the snakes move. And then attack like this, right? Isn't it? Huh? Strike, but the quick moving mongoose jumps out of the reach. See dear, in the battle they have to safeguard themselves. Someone is coming, what you do? You try to safeguard you. That's what it says. Okay, from another. Now, few other words. Constant means again and again. Constant means again and again. Okay. Discourage. Discourage means to stop someone doing something. To stop someone doing something. Okay. Leap means jump high. Okay. Bury. Bury its teeth. Bury its teeth means what? It leaves its tooth mark. It leaves its tooth mark. Okay. Severing, to cut something into two pieces. Severing means how you take things and bite into two pieces. That's called severing. Vertebrate. Vertebrate means the spinal cord. You have the bones. That's what it says. Next. Direction before the snake can get into striking position again. That means what it's doing? Before it, see, how does the snake bite? It doesn't, when it's going like this, in a leaping manner, it doesn't actually bite. When it has to bite, when it has to strike its tooth, what it does, that is when it takes a stand like this. And then it bites, right? It takes a standing position. The hood has to be like this. Then only it will bite. It won't bite like this. Got it? Huh? So before it took the position, immediately the mongoose used to escape. Okay? This constant movement tries. That is again and again it kept on trying. Every time you try to give a punch to someone and it goes waste. It goes for toss. And the person escapes. So what you do? Again and again you try from other angles. You get to know what technique the opponent is following. Yeah. So more skillfully you take the moves. Okay? And the mongoose is finally able to leap close. That means jump more closer and bury its teeth. See? Even though the height is so, as compared to the snake, the mongoose height is really very low. But still, how does it fight? It leaps high, that means it jumps high. And then tries to bite the snake. Okay, snake's neck usually severing the joints of its vertebrate. Severing means into two pieces. Got it? It tries its level best. Next. Though the house and the grounds belong to my grandfather. He has gone to his grandfather's place. So the house and the nearby place, it belongs to his grandfather. But the magnificent banyan tree was mine, chiefly because grandfather at age 65 could no more climb it. See, magnificent means extremely attractive. Magnificent means extremely attractive. Okay, chiefly means mainly. He says that he's exclaiming that this particular banyan tree belongs only to me. Why? Because at the age of 65, his grandpa, he cannot climb on the tree. But he can. And he's so very attracted to the banyan tree. That's what the word they have used as magnificent. Magnificent is very attractive. It spreads branches. What spreads branches? The banyan tree. Okay, which hung to the ground. What did I say? Banyan tree, how you make out? The roots will fall down. It will hang up downwards. Okay, took root again. See, it goes down again. You will find the root to hold it. It's growing back again. Okay, forming a number of twisting passages. Can you see? See how it's pinned? How it's pinned like this, right? So there you find the passage. You find the gap. So when you have the gap, it becomes easy for you to keep a leg and again climb. You get a grip to climb. Okay. Twisting passages gave me endless pleasure. So he really enjoyed climbing the tree. Okay. Among them were squirrels, snakes, squirrels, butterflies. The tree was older than the house. The tree was pretty older. Okay. Then the house older than the grandfather. Grandfather is how old? 65. So the tree is much more older than his grandfather. As old as Dehradun itself. That means it was very, very, very old. Okay. I could hide myself in its branches. No one can see him. He could hide himself. See, unless until you don't look at who's there on the tree, you don't get to know at all, right? Isn't it? Huh? Okay, so he could hide himself in its branches. Okay, behind thick green leaves and spy on the world below. He could see everything. See, from top you can see everything. But people who are walking in the ground and doing some activity, they'll be busy with their own activity. They'll keep on watching what's there on the tree. No, they won't do. Right? But whereas he can watch, he can have a look at everyone without they knowing, without they noticing. That's what is called spying. Got it, yeah? Now, my first friend was a small grey squirrel. We all know squirrel is what color? It's grey color, right? Okay. Arcing his back and sniffing into the air. What is arcing? Arcing means round, curvy bend. See, when it sits, how it sits like this. So you can feel the round, curvy bend. Okay, that's forming the shape of an arc. That's called arcing. Okay, dear? Huh? Okay. And sniffing. Sniffing means smelling. Before you give the food to anyone, if you give the food to the animals or the dog, let's consider dog. If you just serve the food to the dog, does it only immediately come and eat? No, it will first sniff. What's that? What's that? Got it? That's called sniffing. Okay. Sniffing into the air. He seemed at first to resent my invasion of his privacy. First, it felt that, oh, that means the boy is disturbing the squirrel's privacy. First, it felt so. See, resent means feel angry. Okay. Sniffing means smelling. Okay. Invasion means source of disturbance. Disturbing somebody's privacy. That's called source of disturbance. Okay. See, first of all, these animals, they are very scared. Yeah. So easily they don't trust you. You have to make effort. You have to show the friendly behavior. You need to bribe them too. Okay, see here. But when he found that I did not arm myself with a catapult or air gun, he became friendly. See, dear, everyone has to safeguard them. Everyone, let it be any human being, dear. First, they have to see if they are safe or not. If a person is already holding a hunter is standing with a gun, will the animal come near? No, they know. Through their past experience, they know that, yeah, men, when they have weapons, they will shoot. They'll use the weapons in order to kill us or hurt us, right? But when he actually saw that he's, not armed, not armed means not having any weapon, okay? And he's not with a catapult. Catapult is what, dear? The Y-shaped, the woody thing, which you do it in branch, dear, and then you tie a rubber band, and then you pull it out with the rubber band and the stone. You use the stone or a paper wrapper, and then you throw it. So it will actually go and shoot the prey. Got it, dear? So that's called catapult. Okay. I'm sorry, dear. So when it actually saw that he was weaponless, he didn't have the catapult, so he felt that, yeah, now I am safe. Right? See, he's trying to call, but before he is going near to it, it's seeing that is he without a catapult or an air gun, is he holding it? No, that means it's safe. Okay. That easily animals will not come. You need to bribe them, as I said. When I started bringing him pieces of cake and biscuit, he grew quite bold and soon taking morsels from my hand. Okay, morsels mean what? Small pieces. See, dear, we can take a chunk of cake and we can have a big bite and we can gulp it. We can chew it, munch it, right? But when it comes to the squirrel, how it will take? It will take only morsels, small pieces. Even though you show a piece, you can take only a small bit of it. small pieces. Okay, dear? That's what called morsels. Okay? So he's trying to give the cake piece and the biscuit. Okay, before long, he was delving into my pockets. And it felt that, oh, he's so friendly. He takes care of me. Now the fear is gone. Now fear is gone. So he became more friendly. He became so friendly that he started delving. Delving means in search of something. He's looking, is there anything else? Have you brought anything else? Let me check your pockets. Looking for something, that's what is called delving. Okay, huh? In search of something, some eatable, right? Isn't it? So how he is looking? He is looking into the pockets. Can you see? He's delving into the pocket, searching for something. Got it here, huh? Helping himself to whatever he could find. Like, he's not waiting for him to, okay, will you give me anything? Next, what I want to take out? No. It itself took the effort. It started delving inside, looking from by its own that, yeah, what I can get. Let me see anything of my use. I mean, which I can have, right? Okay. He could find. He was very young student. Okay. And his friends and relatives probably thought him foolish and headstrong for trusting a human. See, headstrong means doing whatever you want, not listening to anybody's advice. That's called headstrong. See, dear. Now, what the other animals in the on the tree? I said that we have what you call. We saw the snails and we saw the butterflies, right? And birds are also there, but they never used to come to him. So they think that how foolish of the squirrel, how foolish of the squirrel that it's trusting the human being and it's going to the human. That's what they felt. They feel. Okay. How he can do whatever he wants, he is doing it. That's what they say. Okay. Spring is what, dear? Is the season. It's a season between a winter, between the winter and summer. Dear. You get that warmth. So in that warmth only, can you see the figs, dear? Can you see the figs? Okay. When the banyan tree was full of small red figs. See, all these are figs. But these figs can be seen only in the spring season, dear. Okay. When does the spring season fall? It falls between the summer and winter. Okay, dear? Huh? Okay. So the moment the banyan tree is full of figs, then birds of all kind would flock into its branches. Flock means large number. They used to come to the birds in large number. They used to come to the banyan tree. Okay, spring season means season between the winter and the summer. Okay, because that is when one can the warmth is. You can feel the warmth. Okay, not very cold also. Okay, the red bottom bulbul. The red bottom bulbul. See there. The red bottom bulbul, cheerful and greedy. Parrots, myna, and cows squabbling with one another. Squabbling means squabbling. They talk to each other in their own language, right? Isn't it? So they're all there fighting with each other. Okay. During the fig season, the banyan tree was the noisiest place in the garden. Because animals are talking in their own animal language, dear. Full of noise. Full of noise. Okay. What is fig? It's a soft, sweet fruit full of seeds that grows only in the warm season. That's the spring. Got it, dear? Okay. So can you see? See, can you see the mouth open, dear? They are in their language. They're telling something, right? They're trying to convey. Communication is happening. So when any sound comes, we can hear the chirping of the birds or not. Yeah. The same way, these are all talking to each other, right? Next, it was full of noise. When all birds talk together, it becomes noisiest place. Okay. Halfway up the tree, I had built a crude. Crude means what? Crude platform. Crude platform means rough platform. See, if things are slippery, and where did he build the platform? Halfway on the tree, in between the branches. If it's not crude means rough. If the surface of the platform is slippery, what will happen? He'll slip and fall down. So that's why the platform that he has made, that has to be rough. So it's rough, so you don't slip off. Okay. Where I could spend the afternoons when it was not too hot. See, can you see? Can you see the platform? In between the two branches, we all know when it comes to the strength and how strong the banyan trees are. You can trust and you can fix anything on the in between the branches because they are very strong, right? So he fixed a broad platform which was rough. Rough means screwed so that he doesn't slip off. And see how convenient he is here. See? Okay, huh? I could read the propping, I could read there propping myself against the tree. Propping means what? Taking the support. Taking the support with a cushion. See here? We all need back support, right? Isn't it? So when you sit, you make sure that there's a support. Either you support it with a cushion or some other soft thing. Okay? Huh? Now from the living room. See? From the propping means what? Supporting. Okay, with what? With the cushion. Okay, against means across. Okay. So what he was doing? So he just against the dining room, this or the banyan tree was facing here. So he made a platform, rough platform, and he was holding like this, and he was enjoying to read books. Okay, he was enjoying reading books. Okay, Treasure Island, Huckleberry Finn, and the story of Dr. Dolittle were some of the books. These are the name of the books that he actually started. You know what these books are like? Big story, which have long big stories like novels. So all these books he has finished reading only in the on the sitting on the tree dear. So these are all books he used to read dear. Okay, list of the names of the books. Okay, that made up my banyan tree library. See all the one after the other books means what? It's like a library, right? So when I did not feel like reading, see dear, whenever when you see, it's a human tendency dear. When we do something, we get bored very soon. We need variety. We need a change. We need a change. Let it be any work, dear. You can't continuously keep on doing the same thing, dear. Huh? If you're cooking, even though you like to cook, but full day, morning, evening, dinner, if you continuously keep on cooking, you need a change, dear. You need rest, isn't it? So the same way, reading, every time reading, he couldn't do that. No one can do that. Everyone needs a change, right? Isn't it? So when he used to look for a change, at that time I could look down through the leaves at the world below. He used to look here and there, see? So it's a time pass. So he's something. He can see the animal coming. He can see the lamb crossing. People talking, people walking, fight, or any such thing. So it'll be like a change of mind for him. Got it, dear? For a change, he used to peep down between the trees. Okay, another. And on one particular afternoon, I had grandstand view of that classic of the Indian wilds. Classic means what? Typical. Grandstand means close-up shot. Close-up shot, dear. Can you go near the animals who are fighting? No, they might. I mean, if the tug of war is going on and you go and stand there, what will happen? They might also revert back to us and we might get injured, right? Isn't it? So such a close-up shot he never ever saw. Okay, that's called grandstand means close-up shot. That too is very safe. See? Okay, and view. That's view means from there he's getting to see. See, to be seen from a particular place. From where? From in between the leaves on the branch. Okay, see, he's getting to see this. One of the afternoon. Can you see the afternoon? See, the sky is bright, right? One of the afternoon, he could see this. He couldn't believe, oh my God. Animal channel, wild channel, I have seen. But what is that? What is this? Such a close-up shot. So he really felt it was so exciting for him here. Okay, the warm breezes of approaching summer had sent everyone. Okay, it was so sunny. Everyone had gone, including the gardener, into the house. Gardener also had gone inside because it was It was too sunny, dear. It was very hot. Okay. I was feeling drowsy myself. Drowsy means sleepy. Drowsy means sleepy. Okay. Wondering if I should go to the pond or have a swim with Ramu and the buffaloes. I was thinking, I'm feeling so sleepy. And wondering means asking questions to yourself. Should I do this? Should I do that? So he's asking questions to himself, saying that should I go for a swim with Ramu and with the buffaloes? Buffaloes also, they used to be in the pond here. So he thought, let me just, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I go and ask for Ramu to join me for a swim? That's what he was wondering. Wondering means asking questions. Drowsy means sleepy. Okay. See, can you see him? Is yawning or not? I'm getting bored. I'm feeling sleepy. But I don't want to sleep. Should I do this? Should I do that? He's wondering. See. Can you see the buffalo? Next. When I saw a huge black cobra gliding. Okay. When I saw a huge black cobra gliding off the clump of a cactus. Clump is what? Clump is, see. Clump is a small group. A small group of cactus was there. From there it was emerging here. Okay, you could see the black cobra gliding through the clump. Clump is small group of cactus. Okay. Huge means very big. Got it? Gliding means crawling. Okay, dear. Leaping means jumping high. Jumping high. Got it? Jumping high is called leap. Crawling and crawling is same. Clawing and gliding both are same. Okay. In the clearing beneath the banyan tree. That in the clearing means in the open space. In the open, clearing means open space. Okay. In the clearing beneath the banyan tree. That means below the banyan tree. Down. Okay. In a bright sunshine. It was an afternoon time, right? Isn't it? They came face to face. They just came face to face. Who? The mongoose and the snake. Yes, they came face to face. Okay, the cobra knew only too well that the grey mongoose, that means, see, it already knows, snake, they already know that this mongoose is very powerful. It's very dangerous. Okay, 3 feet long, was a super fighter. The height of the crocodile is, the height of the, slip of tongue. Okay, the height of the mongoose is just 3 feet. But he knows how clever and how aggressive he is. See? Aggressive means prepared to attack. The way it attacks, jumps this side, that side. It never gives up, dear. If you see the height of the snake, when it takes the biting position, it doesn't, in crawling position, it won't bite. It has to take his hood like this. When it takes its hood like this is how it is. It hits the deer. Got it? So at that time, the height of the snake is much bigger when you compare to the mongoose deer. But still, it doesn't give up. It will jump and try different angles, dear. That's what they have shown. Got it? See. Got it? See. But the cobra too was a skillful and experienced fighter. See. Cobra was also no way less. It doesn't run away like a scary cat. It's not a coward deer. Whenever it sees, they are prepared to fight. Okay, so the snake is also skillful and experienced fighter. He could move swiftly and strike with the speed of the light. Can you see the way the snakes glide? They crawl. With the speed of light, they go, dear. Okay, swiftly means fastly. Fastly, dear. Okay, strike means attack. Okay, and sacks begin like long, sharp fangs. Poisonous bag. It has a bag. Behind the teeth, they're all full of poisonous bag. That's what they have called it as sacks, dear. Got it? Behind the tooth, fully poisonous bag. It carries a sacks of poisonous bag, deadly poisonous bag. Okay, long sharp fangs. Fangs means long sharp tooth, a sharp teeth. Okay, were full of deadly poison, very poisonous. So cobra is also no way less. Snakes are also no way less. Okay, first they address the mongoose, even though being just a 3 feet by height, but still it's very sharp, very aggressive, very clever. Got it? Huh? Now, now here they are addressing this cobra. Cobra is also no way less. Always ready to attack. It doesn't get scared and run away. Okay? It was a battle of champions. See? Both are not, none of them are scary cats, dear. Okay? Next. See. Can you see the height? Can you see the height, dear? That's what I was trying to explain. But both are champions. They don't give up. Now, hissing defiance and what hissing defiance, his forked tongue darted in and out. See how it's his tongue? It's like a fork. How is the fork, dear? Fork is like this, sharp, right? So his see the gap between the two tongue. You see that what you call snake tongue? It comes out like this. Okay, so it's like a fork where you get the gap also. Okay, darting in and out. Just that means the snakes pulls out its tongue in and out. See here. That's what is called. Got it? See, hissing. Hissing means making the sound of a snake. Snake sound is called hissing. Dog sound is called barking. Cat sound is called mewing. Baby sound is called crying. Isn't it? Huh? So hissing. It's a snake sound here. Okay. Defiance. Defiance means challenge to fight. Take up the challenge of fighting. That's called defiance. Okay. Forked. Fork means divided. You see how the shape of the fork? It goes like this, right? Isn't it? Then you use the fork. Okay. The continuity is there. Okay. Okay. Darting means moving quickly. Darting means moving quickly. Spectacled with having marks of spectacles. Glassy. How can you see? Can you see the marks of the cobra all over? It's like glass marks. Shiny. Glossy. Got it? Hood. Hood means broad face of the snake. That's called, see, this is called hood. Hood. Where you can see the broad face of the snake. The mongoose bushed his tail. What does the mongoose do? It has a bushy tail. Can you see the tail here? It used to bush its tail, shake its tail, and the hair stood up to the spine. It used to get, when these animals, they are very angry here. You must notice when they are very angry and aggressive for any fight, immediately their tail will stand up to you vigorously. Okay. Spine means back. Can you see how fierceful it is? Can you see? This is the standing posture. It doesn't put itself down saying that, oh, my height is so less. I cannot take up the challenge of fighting with the snake. Whereas snake, when it's ready to attack, his height is like this and I am somewhere around here. No. So at that very time, what it does, it takes the standing posture. See, this is called being aggressive. See, can you see how fierceful it is? Can you see the teeth? Tooth? Oh my God. See? Okay, and so this made aware of arrival of the two and spectators. Now, these both of them, they are fighting and they're so keen in fighting here that they are not noticing who are the spectators, who are watching them. See, the myna and the crow. They are not aware at all because they were so serious. They were so focused. Okay, combatants. Combatants means fighters. Who are the combatants here? Who are the combatants? The snake and the mongoose. Combatants means fighters. Spectators means those who are watching the fight. Got it here? They are unaware. Who's watching? They are unaware. Okay. Now, they had seen preparations of battle. They have seen how people prepare for battle and had settled on the cactus of the cactus to watch the outcome. Outcome is result. They have settled on the cactus to watch the result. Let's see what's the end. Who wins? Okay. Had they been content only to watch, they were so happy. At least we're getting to watch. That's more than enough. Okay. All would have been well with both of them. Okay. Who both these two? They're so happy that they're getting to see the fight. Okay. Outcome is result. Contentment, satisfaction. They're satisfied. Okay. The cobra stood on the defensive, swaying slowly from side to side. Defensive. Defensive means protective. See dear, when you are attacking your opponent, you first need to be safe. Someone is trying to give you a punch, you should know to safeguard yourself. You should know to protect yourself. Okay, that's called defensive. Swaying means moving. How you have to move accordingly. If he's punching this side, you have to move the other side. He's punching this side, you have to move the other side. Safeguard yourself. Okay. Swaying slowly from side to side. See, when the snake used to bite this side, immediately the mongoose used to move the other side. When the mongoose is trying to attack the snake is immediately shaking the other side. It's just taking his hood the other side here. See? Okay. They're actually expressing the moves that they had taken while fighting. Okay. Trying to mesmerize the mongoose into making a false move. See dear, the snake is coming this side. So obviously the mongoose, where will the mongoose jump? It will leap, it will jump high, this side only. So mesmerize means confuse the person, doing magical moves. When he is trying to jump, immediately it used to come back this side. That's called mesmerizing, putting the opponent into confusion so that he makes false moves. Okay dear, got it? But mongoose knew the power of his opponents. He knows. Snake can do like this only. It'll show me the place. PLAYS. I am aware of all the moves. That's what he says. Who? The mongoose. Okay. Knew the power of the opponent's glassy, unwinked eyes. Unwinked means without even blinking eyes. It's like this. Alert. Got it dear? Okay. And refused to meet them. Instead, he fixed his gaze. At a point just below the cobra's hood. So he said, "Okay, my aim." Gaze means what? My aim. This is the point where I need to attack. That's what is called gaze here. Okay, he fixed up a point just below the cobra's hood. Just below the hood, he's like, "Yeah, this is where I'm supposed to attack. It would be difficult for me to reach the height of the snake. So this is where is my aim." Okay. Even though I'll show him that I'm in the standing position, I'm going to jump. But wherever he shakes, this portion will remain like this only, right? So it's like he's aiming, he's gazing. Okay. Below the cobra's hood and open the attack. That is started attacking here. Okay. Isn't the fight interesting? Isn't it? The both are not ready to give up, right? So they're giving their best. Okay. Moving forward quickly until he was just within the cobra's reach. Who? The mongoose. The mongoose made a pretended move. That means pretend means wanting it to show that, yeah, I'm going to do this. But actually showing, pretending means what? Just to show. But not actual. Actual is different and pretending is different. Okay. To one side. It showed that I'm going to, now I'm going to move this side. Okay. Immediately the cobra struck. It thought it's going to be here. Now it's in standing position. Immediately it will leap back. It jumped lower here. Okay. His great hood came down. Nothing is there. That standing, mongoose is no more. If the mongoose is hidden, then the hood has to hit the air only here. Only the air it will strike and come back. Got it? That's how skillfully they were playing here. They were fighting. Okay, his great hood came down so swiftly. So fastly it came down because there's no prey at all. Okay, that I thought nothing could save the mongoose. See? We thought, these who all were watching, the boy, he's like, oh my god, now though the mongoose is gone. It's gone. But then what happened? It again escaped the move. Okay. Now, oh my God, see? But the little fellow jumped neatly to one side because it already knows how tactful moves the snakes make, right? Okay, so he was aware of it. So he moved it very neatly to one side and darted in as swiftly, that is fastly, so fastly, okay, as the cobra. Then the cobra, like how fast is the cobra? The same way this also, mongoose also was very fast, biting the snake on the back and darting away again out to reach. After hitting that, after biting it, striking its teeth on the cobra's back, it didn't stop. It didn't give a break at all. It didn't pause at all. Courteously, it started taking the moves one another. Little fellow is what? The mongoose, right? Isn't it? Darted in means move inwards. Darted is move, okay? Move inwards means coming near to the face of the cobra deer. That's called darted in. That was moved in towards the face of the cobra. It's not scared. It's going more near the face of the hood of the snake deer. Okay. At the same moment that the cobra struck at the crow and the myna hurled themselves at him. See, at the same time, these two were coming and disturbing. See, only to collide heavily in mid-air. See, okay. So what happened? They were colliding in between, the mid-air. Who? The crow. Okay. Shrieking insults at each other. That means, see, when you fight, do you plead the opponent? Do you plead the opponent? Hey, please, your move has to be very soft. Now, please, your moves are very hard. Do you say like that? To request, please, with little force, not too much force. I can't take it. Do you say like that? No. You're like, ugh. So they were like aggressively, they were shouting. Got it? Their cry was a loud cry, aggressive cry. Got it here? Okay. So that's what insulting. So when one used to make a sound on other, it was like an insult for the other. Then other, see, when you abuse a person, when you accuse a person, they also you're insulting a person, right? So it's the same way. Okay. Shrieking means making sounds. Collide means hit each other. Hurled means through. Okay, see, they were trying to come and sit on it, but they were getting thrown away. See, because they're moving, right? Isn't it, dear? Shrieking insult. That means they are insulting each other by making loud noise. Okay, and they return to the cactus, throwing back each other, dear. It's a fight. So when one throws, when you fight, both fall on the other side. That force, they get pushed away. Okay, near the cactus plant, a few drops of blood glistened on the cobra's back. See? Can you see? See how it did? Because it was not giving a pause at all. Continuously trying to pierce its teeth. The cobra struck and missed. The cobra struck and missed. That means it's trying to attack and it got missed. Again the mongoose sprang. Okay, struck means to hit. Sprang means jump. Again see, the leap is also jump high. Sprang is also jump. Okay, jump aside. How it jumped? How did the mongoose jump? It jumped aside. Okay, and jumped in and bit. Okay, again the birds dived at the snake. Again the birds, they came back. Okay, bumped into each other's instead and returned shrieking safely into the cactus. Again same thing. They were colliding, they were falling each other outside near the cactus. Can you see? Yeah, the third round. The third round was followed. Same course, that was same thing. Attack is how you dare to go and fight with the person. You apply your force and then you get thrown apart. Then do you run away? No, the battle doesn't come to an end. Again, this is the third round. Okay, at first, but with one dramatic difference, the crow and there was one difference in the scene here. Whenever the fight was happening, these birds were sitting, trying to be near them. Okay, but this last round, what happened? The crow and the myna still determined to take part in the proceedings. That means they want to be a part of it. They want to watch it. They don't want to miss out this battle. Dive at the cobra. But this time they missed each other as well as their marks. That means they tried to strike, but both of their moves, they could escape. Okay, no one got attacked. Okay. The myna flew on and reached its perch. See, myna said, no, let me be safe. No. Third round, both are becoming more and more vigorous. The moves are very dangerous. I don't want to get hurt. So what it did? It took a safe place near the hood. Can you see? Coming and sitting on the branch. Anyhow, I am going to say, I don't want to get hurt. With their moves, I don't want to get hurt. So it took very wisely, it took a place near the tree, but the crow, no. I will not sit in one place. In the middle of the air only, I'll turn back, I'll see the fight. I'll go round and see the fight. What happened all of a sudden? All of a sudden, the cobra took a higher move, high jump, and then it actually hit the crow. The crow, which was dancing which was showing its daring, and it was dancing in the middle air. It will turn back and see the fight. It seems fly, turn back and see the fight. Fly, turn back and see the fight. It said, "Oh, I can do this. I'm loving it." What happened? What happened? See, this is how it was doing. So the moment it was flying and turning and coming near it, all of a sudden they become vigorous. When they start fighting deer, they become so aggressive. So when you become aggressive, you jump more, you apply more force. So what happened? The height of the snake, it went more high and it actually hit the crow. Let's see what happened to the crow. Mid-air means middle of the hair. Okay. See, in the second that is in just a second, it took the bird to do the cobra whipped. Whipped means move fast. Okay, his head back and struck. With great force. It's his stout thudding. What is it? Stout means what? His snout thudding against the crow's body. Okay, crow's body. Thudding means what? Hitting what? Hitting against the crow's body. See, I told you, it jumped high. So what happened? This was doing heroism. That I am a hero. It was showing its daring, right? Nicely flying, watching and then flying, say looking at the fight. It was like showing the heroism, right? So what happened? See, can you see how the hood hit the bird? Then what happened? See, with the snout. Snout is what, dear? Snout is the what you call the broad face which comes outward. Okay, the mouth that comes outward is called snout. With its snout, it did like this. Okay, I saw the body flung near the sea. What happened? Nicely it was flying. The moment it used its snout, what happened? See, this is what happened. Where's the heroism? Everything went down in the water. See? It was thrown. See? It was thrown apart. Flung means thrown. Okay? Across the garden. See? Where it was here. It got thrown away. It fluttered, moving its wings very fastly and for a while, and then still straight. It was like, because it's losing its balance, dear. When you drive a vehicle, if it's a slow motion, you can control, anything goes wrong. But the sudden action, which has not been expected, and you are in a speed, you are in good motion, in moving, then that was not expected at all. It never thought that the cobra is going to jump back and hit the crow. It never thought at all, dear. Okay, with its snout, it actually threw the bird. So when it knows to fly, but when the position turned, it lost its balance, dear. See how it's falling down. See, still means when it actually fell down, First, it was like moving its wings very fast, fast, fast. But then when it fell down, it lay still. There was no movement at all. Okay, the myna remained on the cactus. See, who was smart? The myna or the crow? Who was wise? The myna. Yes, there you go. Good observation skill and good listening skills. Very good here. Okay, when the snake and the mongoose returned to the fight, very wisely decided not to interfere again. Again, see, when they're fighting, they're being thrown apart. Again, when they come back, and so he decided, I am not going to come in between them. What will happen? I don't want to repeat the same story what had happened with the crow. It was wise enough. It's like it learned a lesson. I am safe. I want to watch, I am able to watch. I am very safe. I won't get hurt, I am protected. See? There's the crow, it's gone. It's been thrown out. The cobra was weakening. The cobra, because why? Constant, again and again it's getting bites one after the other deer. And the mongoose is so very smart that it actually did not give a break at all, dear. No pause, continuously jumping. Before it could overcome, before it could get up, again it has to leap back, right? Isn't it? Take his hood up, right? Before that only it used to bite, dear, continuously. It didn't give a chance for him to overcome at all, to the snake at all. Okay, who? The mongoose, dear. Okay, walking fearlessly up to it. That means it used to bite, and again it's like it used to come like this again to take a next bite, dear. Okay, to strike its sharp tooth. That's what it was doing. Okay, fearlessly. Now it's making moves. No, it's like no fear at all. See, if it's fearful, will it come in front? No, it's coming more closer and closer. Raise himself. Can you see? See the height, dear? How it has raised. See the vigorous face. It has taken a posture like this, and then it's attacking. Okay, it's jumping and then attacking, dear. Okay, with its short legs and with lightning snap. Lightning is very light. Okay, it was not a tough job for him at all. It was light thing for the snake, for the the mongoose, deer. Because who's at the winning side? Continuously, who's attacking? The mongoose. So it's more confident. So now it's not heavy and tough for him at all. The fight has become very light. Okay, had the big snake by the snout. Now, with its snout hitting the snake, it's become very light thing for him. Got it? Snap means suddenly bite. Snap means bite suddenly. Okay? The cobra ripped and lashed about in a frightening manner. Ripped means what? Twisted. Twisted in pain. That was too much of pain, dear. It couldn't take at all. It twisted. The snake twisted. Okay? Lashed means hit intentionally. Okay? The cobra lived and lashed about the frightening manner. That means lashed up. It was scared. It got scared about the way the mongoose is trying to bite, trying to hit intentionally. It got scared. That means who has become more vigorous and more aggressive here? The cobra. So it got scared. Started twisting itself. Okay. Coil means spirally, going round. Okay. Avail means help or benefit. And now it's thinking that I cannot help myself. Being helpless. Okay. See. Tug of war. The little fellow hung grimly. See. Hung grimly. From that it was just thrown apart. Okay. Hung grimly on until the snake had ceased to struggle. Ceased means stopped. It didn't stop at all. Did the mongoose stop? No. Okay. Then he smelt along its quivering length. Quivering means shake with fear. It could feel that, oh my God. The snake is trembling like anything. It's shivering like anything. Out of fear. It could feel that. Okay. Gripped it around the hood. When it saw that, now it has become more weak. So it came and what did it do? What did it do? It gripped it around the hood. From around the hood, it gripped. Grip means having a hold. Okay, properly, and dragged it into the bushes. Pulled it through into the bushes. When it hung down, it was like it had no hopes of surviving at all. It lost the hope of survival here. Who? The cobra, when it was thrown out. The myna dropped cautiously to the ground. Okay, what it do? Drop means cautious, very. Now it came. No, the fight has come to an end. Now it's dropped back. Now it's coming. Myna is coming in, having a look. Okay, where? Into the bush, dear. Okay, hopped about, peered into. Peered means looking closely. Peered means to look closely. What happened? Is it alive or what? See, it wants to know what actually. Finally, what happened to the cobra, the snake? Is it alive or it's dead? So he looked peered means look closely. Okay. Bushes, safe distance, but it was scared also. Again, what did the cobra do to the crow? Right? All of a sudden it struck, isn't it? So in the same way, so it was at the safer end. From far only it was just checking. Okay. At a safe distance, and then with a shrill cry of congratulations flew away. It's like, yay, it's gone, it's gone. See? Shrill means loud cry of congratulations, saying, yay, it's gone. No, it can't hit me. Finally, this case is over. That's the end of the story. How did you find? How was the Animal Channel, dear? Did you get the feel that you're watching the Animal Channel? Right? Isn't it? So I hope you enjoyed the story. Have a great time. Bye bye. Love you all.